An elderly Tzu Chi volunteer got certified at age 90 despite her illiteracy. We learned about rehab exercises that help treat chronic pulmonary obstruction. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Sue. Thank you for joining us. We'll begin our program today with some news related to seniors. Many residents in Nanxing community of Qisan are seniors. The Community Development Association has been established for over 10 years, and the oldest member among them is the 101-year-old Li Kegen. She's always 10 minutes early for the class and volunteers to clean the environment. However, she has to sit in a wheelchair after an injury last year.
Stretching feet and see who can hold longer, these grandmas are trying hard to exercise. Next is to raise hands. Among them, there is an 101-year-old centenarian, Li Kegen. Whatever their teacher orders, she tries her best to do the right movements. Although she was once injured, she still stands up when the teacher calls her with only a few seconds of hesitation.
I need to learn from her. She always comes to exercise and chats with everyone.
She recently got injured, so her condition is a bit not well. Otherwise, she can move quite nicely. Even she can raise her hand as high as other people, but she still comes here every day to work out with everyone. It's wonderful.
Learning from her spirit, these two grandmas in their 70s are the youngest among the class. They call Li Kegen's sister because she's over 100 years old. Her ID card says 101-year-old because she didn't register until 3 years old. Before she got injured, she always the first to the class, helping to clean the table and never miss an activity. Despite her injury, she tries hard to recover soon, hoping to come back to the class and volunteer.
She has the motivation to recover soon because she has long been taking class and has her life here.
Having a goal motivates her to recover faster, and her spirit and strength are the priceless example other class member looks up to.
In our next report, we'll meet a dedicated elderly Tzu Chi volunteer, Chen Yuying. She dedicates herself to Tzu Chi's recycling mission despite her old age. Although she cannot read, she managed to be certified as a Tzu Chi volunteer at age 90. I did not learn to write until I'm 90 years old. Where did I get this notebook? I picked this up at the recycling station. It is alright that my handwriting is not so good. I just need practice. It's a pity that I could not write my name. Now I can. Chen Yuying is my name. You can bring this to Japan, it won't fall out. Why? It's bound very tightly.
It is not easy to be so spirited at her age. She is more spirited than some young people. It is cold and hot at the recycling station, but she is here all the time.
I'm done for the day. Pack my backpack and go home. When I see my parents, I bow to them. They smile at me. I've never skipped class, but I cannot read. It is painful not being able to read. It's too late. It's great that I can write my name now. Tzu Chi volunteers in Linkou, New Taipei City, visit DaAi Daycare Center regularly. The elders come here at daytime and receive support from professionals. In the evenings, their families bring them home. Every time city volunteers come here, they also invite other organizations such as the kindergarten to come along to support these elders.
Children from a kindergarten are prepared with songs and dance to liven up the daycare center. These elderly get to smile and move their hands with these children and the volunteers.
Every time I come, I'm always full of smile. I always say good morning to these grandpas and grandmas, and they return with smile. They are very simple. They don't ask much. If you can hug them or shake their hands, they can become very happy.
The elderly come to the DaAi Daycare Center at daytime. They can watch TV so they can stay connected to society. Tzu Chi volunteers also design skits to promote recycling. Some elderly will nag them for not visiting them. Their children bring them home in the evening.
心情很快乐，很快乐，对，才会这么保持得这么年轻，很好。儿女孝顺，钱也够用，就好了啦。
Some Tzu Chi volunteers are as old as these elders.
I deposited 50 years in a bank, so the remaining is my actual age. I'm 80 years old, so come to think of it, I'm only 30. I've deposited 50 years.
They know they are old, but they find ways to stay young at heart.
In China, a nursing home in Laiyuan, Hebei province takes in solitary seniors. Recently, city volunteers went there to give them Jingsi folding beds and also a satellite antenna so the seniors can have better sleep quality and also watch DaAi TV programs. It's quite dirty because he simply pees on it.
The Jingsi folding beds replace the mattresses filled with dropping.
We brought 20 Jingsi folding beds for the elderly because these beds are retractable, so it's convenient for cleaning and makes the elders more comfortable and live with dignity.
A charity group called Tzu Chi also brought over comforters to the elderly residents. A Tzu Chi volunteer is clipping long and dark fingernails for an elder.
这手冻掉了。
对，冻掉了，他靠在羊粪上取暖。
This elder has to crawl on the ground because his feet suffered from frostbite some winters ago, and he had to saw off his feet with a saw to stay alive. After the lonely elder was brought to the nursing home, his life has improved. At the other side of the room is a TV broadcasting a DaAi program, so the elders can watch the TV in their rooms.
Complying with the long-term care 2.0 policies, Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital has joined hands with the Department of Health to provide home medical services. Since April of this year, patients with disabilities can apply for this service. Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital was dispatched personnel to help take care of patients even after they've been discharged from the hospital. The home caregiver mindfully wipes the patient, Mr. Jiang, who suffered 2 strokes. He has been taken care of by his wife.
Since I'm a bit slow, I get really nervous. For instance, I worry about fixing lunch for him and feel stressed out for the whole day.
Complying with the long-term care 2.0 policies, Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital started providing home medical services since April. Besides professional health care, the personnel also provides other services, such as accompanying the patients to the hospital and helping out with household chores.
In fact, upon returning home, many patients need care in daily life. We, as caretakers, can lessen their burdens.
With the help of home caregiver, Mrs. Jiang's heavy burden has been lessened.
They help me bring my husband outdoors to enjoy some sunshine. They also help my husband do some exercises. I feel a lot more relaxed and not as stressed out.
Dementia patients over the age of 50, although suffering from disabilities over the age of 65, can apply to Department of Health for this service. It allows the patients to be well taken care of even after he or she is being discharged from the hospital. While the textile industry is actively developing smart clothing, a number of universities have also adjusted their textile departments. They do so to better train students in this field. From the rise of functional fabrics 10 years ago to the development of smart clothing in the past 2 years, fabrics are no longer dominated by traditional clothing design and production. They're now guided by science and technology.
课程有参与设计竞赛，然后同学们没有入围的，他还是可以做他的部分。
Furen Catholic University's Department of Textiles and Clothing has been around for nearly 50 years, but is now undertaking major changes.
We have the same equipment as other manufacturers, from laser cutting to computer embroidery, garment stitching and high-performance waterproofing, and hot press machines.
This laboratory for smart clothing includes hundreds of thousands of US dollars in equipment that has been donated by textile companies. This indicates that the trend of smart clothing has also caught up with the academic community. Traditional cutting is changed to laser cutting. Next, there is no need for sewing anymore.
This is a hot press sticker that can be used as a pocket. There's no need to sew it as it can be pressed into place.
Whether it's functional sportswear or smart clothing, light and thin materials have led to a breakthrough in production methods. The use of a hot press to fix fabrics in place means no stitches are needed, which could affect the look of a garment.
I thought that this will cause one to take off this garment because of sweating, so I thought about adding some holes here to make it more comfortable.
I thought that when exercising at night, adding some reflective properties could increase the safety function of this garment.
I use a lot of layering patterns to create a sort of digital look for this garment.
Textile students are using the latest technology from laser cutting to digital printing to create new fashion designs.
Our education is in line with the development of the rest of the industry. Hopefully, we can focus on one direction, which is the development of smart clothing, textiles, and marketing.
We visited companies within the industry to learn about these machines and then began to introduce them, allowing these companies to work with teachers to train the students.
In the new era of smart clothing, many companies are eager to find relevant talent in this field. This makes teaching very close to real work. Actually, smart clothing integrates many disciplines, has even changed the academic world, not just the study of textiles.
It's hot, so just press the temperature control button, and after a few minutes, you will feel a change in temperature.
This heated smart clothing has sold more than 3,000 pieces, including overseas markets. Russia, which experiences cold weather, has sold more than 1,000 pieces alone.
这个电子的东西藏在这里面。 然后呢，加热的东西藏在背后。
The smart clothing comes from the Department of Electronic Engineering at National Taipei University of Technology. The developer is Professor Li Rengui, who unveils the secret to the smart clothing.
This function can help elders stay warm, as there are 3 temperature control adjustments from 40 degrees and 45 degrees to 50 degrees.
This smart clothing also has a special function, as it can tell me how many calories I consume when doing exercise. How many calories did I burn?
36步191卡路里。
This smart clothing can not only keep you warm, but also calculate how much activity you have undertaken.
In fact, the time for medical electronics is right now. Semiconductor technology is already matured, and wireless communication technology is also very common. So we can pair this together to develop this field.
Integrating cross-disciplinary expertise, the smart clothing combines textiles, technology, electronic circuitry, and information science. There are 4 functions for smart clothing, such as heating to keep warm, calculating the amount of activity, positioning systems, and emergency help. In addition to working as a professor at NTUT, Lin Rengwei is the founder of a medical technology company.
My dad just started to suffer from dementia, and I needed to know where he was. I persuaded him to wear my clothes. He wore it because it was warm, and I was able to always know where he was.
As a family member of someone with dementia, Li Rengwei was able to identify with the needs of this group. His continual R&D led him set up this company on campus, with 1/3 of his staff coming from the school.
When being a student in school, one can begin to accumulate some of these skills that are actually needed for practical work. This will be a great help to them when they seek outside employment.
Which department am I from? I'm from the Department of Electronic Engineering. I'm here to work? No, I'm just a student of this teacher, and I want to get some practical experience when I go out and get a job after graduation.
Taiwan's textile industry has achieved a certain status in the world. With the evolution of the times, textiles are becoming more advanced. If we want Taiwan's smart clothing to continue shining in the global market, then there needs to be even more integration between industry and academia to train the next generation of workers who will lead this industry forward.
Well-known actor Sun Yue was admitted to a hospital for chronic pulmonary obstruction. This disease is related to smoking, asthma, and air pollution. In severe cases, patients must rely on breathing apparatus to maintain their lives. In addition to medication, one can use exercise to maintain respiratory function.
Lin Longyang suffers from chronic pulmonary obstruction disease, which means his alveolar tissue has lost some of its elasticity, causing an obstruction of airflow and difficulty breathing. If foreign matter stimulates the trachea, inflammation and coughing can also occur.
Every time you take a step, you may have to cough out some phlegm. Sometimes I can't cough out.
In addition to using drugs to reduce inflammation and tracheal contractions, doctors are also recommending rehab exercises to treat chronic pulmonary obstruction.
Increasing a patient's breathing capacity and improving some of their muscles for breathing can improve the patient's asthma risk and reduce the chance of hospitalization. This even helps with their survival rate.
Normal people's breathing does not require the assistance of muscles. However, patients with chronic pulmonary obstruction must use muscle groups to strengthen their ability to inhale and exhale.
It is not like before where I had to stop every 2 or 3 steps. Now I can slowly go up the steps.
Patients with chronic pulmonary obstruction are encouraged to undergo training and rehab exercises to strengthen their lungs to help them gradually improve their quality of life.
For several years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for those at the Xindian Drug Abuse Treatment Center. Recently, an actress who's also a Tzu Chi volunteer went there to encourage recovering addicts with her own life experience. Those at Xindian Drug Abuser Treatment Center welcomed these old friends with lion dances.
Do you know how your families feel? Seeing you, I feel like I'm seeing my own family.
Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Sufen cries as she talks to the recovering addicts. One of her families is also an addict who has been detained at Rehab Institute.
The master says it is all right to make mistakes, but one must correct his mistakes. As long as you put your mind to it, you will have the chance to transform yourself.
This skit portrays someone whose family fell apart because he became addicted to drugs. The recovering addicts watch it attentively.
We became the way we are because along the way our families could not remind us of the correct principles.
Thanks to our Tzu Chi brothers and sisters for encouraging us in the Rehab Institute.
Tzu Chi volunteers will continue to accompany these recovering addicts with love and care and help them find a correct life path. A camp for young Tzu Chi volunteers was held in Beijing, China, with the aim of teaching them how to prepare vegetarian meals and lessons on environmental protection. The organizer hoped everyone could apply what they learned to influence other people.
It is easy for them to fall out of an A4-size sheet of paper. The game simulates the melting of an iceberg is critical to the polar bear's survival. In this young volunteer camp, the numbers shows being vegetarian is environmentally friendly.
If we want 1 kilogram of potato, how much water is needed to produce it? 100 liters. To produce 1 kilogram of beef requires 13,000 liters of water.
During the vegetarian meal contest, everyone is brainstorming for creations.
We're in a gratitude team, so we hear a lot of gratitude being spoken. When we say it, we will do this, right? Our hands would look like a triangle.
When you face the life with gratitude, you can change the world with your daily 3 meals.
On that day, I was absent-minded when I was supposed to study. I felt like it was meaningless. But after I came here, I felt there were so many things we could do. Global warming has a great impact, so we can start by eating vegetarian. I always want to be vegetarian, but I haven't started yet, so I've made my decision. I've pasted there I'll eat vegetarian for a month. I'll definitely eat vegetarian for a month.
我觉得对的事情，我就坚持做下去，不管别人。
If it's a right thing, I'll insist on doing it, regardless of how other people see me or how other people say about meat is so tasty. I feel eating vegetarian can harm fewer animals. It's something I want to persist doing it.
They paste daily wishes on the wall because they vow to continue protecting the earth.
To meet the requirement of their public service course, 28 students from University in Johor, Malaysia, visited a Tzu Chi recycling station to learn about recycling. This visit also allowed the students to realize they were wasteful in daily life, so they decided to change.
The classroom for this course is now in this recycling station.
This is easy to be located on Google. You can find any information on the internet, but this is a hands-on experience.
The earth is ours, so we should protect our earth. If the earth is damaged, we won't have a clean and safe earth to live.
After the students came here, they realized they know very little about recycling.
I simply tossed away the damaged buckets and the bottles for shower gel.
Things with paper on the outside and aluminum on the inside can be separated.
Things I threw away could be recycled, so from now, I will keep those that can be used.
These young people have changed their views on recycling, so they will do recycling in daily life.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Xizhi care for residents at Evergreen Senior Center regularly. Recently, they invited Jinglong Elementary School's orchestra to perform for the seniors. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.